Welcome to Channel 9 News. Today, the National Climate Change Secretariat of Singapore reported that over the past 40 years, the nation has been warming at an alarming rate of 0.24 degrees Celsius per decade. Singapore is also facing the threat of rising sea levels, with mean sea levels projected to increase by up to 1.15 meters by the year 2100, according to the Straits Times. In line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 13, Singapore has launched the Singapore Green Plan 2030, paving the way for more sustainable practices and working towards long-term net zero emissions by 2050. But did you know that the way we are using our air conditioning has a significant impact on the environment? Let's head to the streets to find out more about cooling habits of Singaporeans. Reporter Isabel Ng joins us live on the ground.
Thank you, JL. Today we're at MTU interviewing students about their usage and knowledge about aircon. What is the main reason you use your aircon, would you say?
Mainly to cool down once I'm back from classes. Singapore is very hot.
I need the aircon to keep my room cold, and especially I have a dry skin, so the aircon is needed.
So do you use it during the night as well when you sleep?
Yeah, I keep it on throughout the night.
Oh, definitely. I blast it at like 18 degrees every night. The fan full speed.
Do you ever forget to turn off your aircon?
Oh, absolutely, all the time. In fact, I'll leave it on intentionally, so when I come back, the room is cool.
Oh yes, there was one time I left my dorm room for class at 8:30. Then I checked my bill afterwards. I completely forgot to off my aircon.
And are you aware of how much you pay for the aircon every month?
Usually my bill comes to around 400 per month.
It's about 100 to 200 a month. At home, you pay about 1,000 to 1,200.
It seems that for many, life without air conditioning is simply unimaginable. According to UNICEF, air conditioning is a major driver of climate change, contributing to more than 7% of global greenhouse gas emissions. So how do we strike a balance? In a country where the heat is relentless, can we continue to stay cool while reducing our carbon footprint? That is a question for all of us in Singapore to reflect on. As conversations around sustainability grow, perhaps real change begins at home, 1 degree at a time. And maybe the first step could be remembering to turn off our air conditioning when not in use. I'm Xia En, and this has been Channel 9 News.
Hey Sarah!
Hey, hi, Salma!
You know, just now I got interviewed.
Oh, what is it about?
Like the interviewer just asked me about my aircon usage. Then she told me like a lot of random stuff about aircon contributing to climate change. And that's when I realized actually my aircon bill is damn high here.
I think they are interlinked somewhere because I saw the news that aircon is the top contributors to climate change. And wouldn't it be good if there is a way where we can reduce the cost, reduce the impact on climate change, as well as not sacrificing your usage that much? Let's think about sustainability.
1 week later.
Hi Salma, remember our conversation the other day when we met? So I actually thought about 2 ideas that we can possibly implement for this aircon problem.
Okay.
So this is the first concept. You know there are motion sensors for lights. So what I thought it would be a simple idea of using motion detection in the aircon. So for example, when there is movement, it stays on for about an hour, but after an hour without movement, aircon will turn off.
Well, that is quite interesting, Sarah. This aircon sensor would not work well as if someone is sleeping, they'll definitely not move for at least an hour.
Good catch, Salma. I guess we have to forgo this. What about you? What is your idea?
Hear this out. So I was talking to my engineering friend about this and he shared with me about car radiators and how it is used to remove heat from engines. I found that really interesting and did more research about it. Basically, could redesign the outdoor unit to integrate a radiator-style heat exchanger to flow through copper tubing like in a normal aircon, but the expanded surface area would allow heat to dissipate faster when the outdoor fan pushes air across it.
That sounds really interesting. Being a car fanatic, I actually have a bit of knowledge about radiators. I think one issue is that radiators work well with cars because the engine is much hotter than outside air. However, on a hot day in Singapore, outside air and inside air is relatively similar, so the heat transfer becomes weak.
Oh, let's put that in the back seat.
Okay, I have this other idea. So basically, you know how IoT sensors are used in agriculture to detect soil conditions and adjust watering schedules to maximize plant health. So what if we use the same concept to aircons to optimize energy usage? Here's what I came up with.
Wait, that sounds like the best idea we have. It is innovative but also realistic. We can include features like real-time temperature monitoring, smart auto adjustments to power saving mode or fan mode, and usage pattern tracking. I also love how there is a mobile app integration and it will be easy to install since it can be added to existing aircons.
Right, and in turn it will help reduce electricity bills, reduce carbon emissions, and help with sustainability. So when someone is in the room, the aircon will be turned on, then after about a set duration by the user, the aircon will automatically turn to power saving mode, and I think we can pitch it to NTUpreneurs. I can feel it. This could actually make a real change. A very good morning to the panels of NTUpreneurs. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to stand here and present our idea. Have any of you experienced that hard stop moment when you open your SP Group electricity bill at the end of the month? You see a number that's much higher than expected and you realize with a bit of guilt that the aircon was running at really low temperatures in an empty room for half the day. We all know that Singapore's heat is relentless, but our response to it is incredibly wasteful.
Our team asked, what if the room knew exactly when it was full of cold air? To answer this, we developed EcoFlow, an IoT integrated sensor system. Unlike standard thermostats, EcoFlow uses machine learning to calculate thermal decay. It senses how long your specific room stays cool and automatically switches the AC to a power-saving fan mode once the comfort threshold is hit, without even needing to remember to turn it on. It switches off the same way too. This way, you can never forget to turn it off. It's not just a timer. It's an intelligent energy manager. It's the bridge between human comfort and environmental responsibility.
We aren't just saving electricity, we're saving wallets, and that would be possible if given the opportunity to scale this with NTUpreneur.
Thank you so much for that amazing presentation. So I just want to ask you a question. As a product designer, user feedback is absolutely crucial. So do you gather any feedback or test your products anywhere? And if so, how did your user feedback influence your solution throughout the design thinking process?
Thank you for the question. To ensure our solution was robust, we didn't just look at the tech. We focused on the UX through iterative feedback. For the first round of tests, we interviewed students living in NTU halls who wanted a set and forget system. Hence, we simplified the UI of our app to a single automate toggle. We also spoke with residents of Singapore who were sensitive to high utility prices. We integrated an energy saving tracker into the app, showing them an estimate of how much kilowatts of energy have been saved each month. By testing our idea against students and cost-conscious HDB residents, we have ensured that EcoFlow is a human-centric and ready for the Singapore market.
Grant approved!